Ancient history is a treasure trove of hidden and unbelievable wonders. In this video, we'll explore 5 astonishing archaeological discoveries that have left scientists and archaeologists in awe, challenging the very foundation of historical science. From the secrets of Egypt's lost pharaohs and their magnificent pyramids to mysterious skeletons in remote caves and ancient pet cemeteries, this journey will take us deep into the marvels of ancient history. Stay with me until the end of this video to embark on a fascinating journey into the depths of ancient wonders. If you enjoy this video and find it informative, please support me and the channel by liking the video. Let's dive into the first discovery. In 2014, archaeologists discovered the tombs of 4 mysterious Egyptian pharaohs from an unknown dynasty near the ancient cemetery of Abydos, located 480 kilometers south of Cairo. Inscriptions identified one of the deceased as Woseribre Senebkay, the king of Upper and Lower Egypt. He lived between years 1650 and 1550 BCE, during a period known as the Second Intermediate Period. The remains of Senebkay revealed that he met a violent death. His skeleton showed evidence of 18 blows inflicted by a weapon to his neck, back, and legs. Researchers believe he may have been attacked while riding a horse, leading to his fall. The attacker's strikes were so severe that the weapon, likely an axe, penetrated his bones. According to Joseph Wagner, the archaeologist who discussed these findings with National Geographic, someone really wanted him dead. Wagner speculated that Senebkay might have been killed in an ambush, a conspiracy, or during a battle. There is also a possibility that he was assassinated by political rivals. Senebkay was estimated to be between 35 and 40 years old, standing at a height of 170 to 183 centimeters, which made him exceptionally tall for his time. During the Second Intermediate Period, when Senebkay lived and died, Egyptian society experienced a decline in material wealth and political fragmentation. The communities along the northern and southern Nile were divided into competing kingdoms. Experts have been unable to identify the other 3 pharaohs buried nearby, but believe they also belong to the same time period. These lost kings await rediscovery under their own names. The tombs provide the first physical evidence of the mysterious Abydos Dynasty, and archaeologists believe that many more discoveries from this era are yet to be unearthed. The world's oldest known pet cemetery, located in the Roman port city of Berenice, reveals that ancient people treated their pets with great care. A recently published study shows that people tended to their injured pets with precision and even provided special food for animals that had lost their teeth. Analysis of the remains shows that 585 pets were buried in individual graves, often with burial items such as collars. Many were wrapped in fabric or covered with pottery. Remarkably, only 5 of the graves contained dogs, while 90% were cats. Many of the cats were found with iron collars or necklaces made of glass and shells. Although dogs were less represented in the cemetery, evidence suggests they too were well cared for by their owners during their lives. The dogs lived long lives and often suffered from conditions that would have made survival on their own impossible, such as gum disease, joint issues, and injuries sustained long before death. This cemetery, dating back to the 1st and 2nd centuries CE, was discovered beneath a Roman garbage dump just outside the urban area. When the first study of the site was published in 2016, many experts doubted whether these graves truly constituted a pet cemetery or were simply a place to dispose of animal remains considered unimportant by their owners. New findings provide valuable insight into human-animal relationships in ancient Egypt. In addition to cats and dogs, monkeys were also buried with the same level of care. Some graves even included elaborate arrangements, with at least 1 monkey buried wrapped in a wool blanket. These graves differ significantly from other ancient open-air burial sites, showing that these animals held special significance for the individuals who buried them. They represent a unique bond between humans and their companion animals in the ancient world. Archaeologists have unearthed the skeleton of a young girl near one of Egypt's most enigmatic pyramids. According to information released by the Egyptian Ministry of Antiquities, the girl was estimated to be around 13 years old at the time of her death. She was found near the Meidum Pyramid, a partially collapsed and largely overlooked structure. The Meidum Pyramid, despite its ancient and striking appearance, is not a well-known archaeological site. It was initially constructed 4,600 years ago as a step pyramid, and later transformed into a true pyramid with smooth sides. After this transformation, the pyramid reached a height of approximately 91 meters. Archaeologists believe the pyramid was built for Pharaoh Sneferu, who reigned between 2575 and 2551 BCE. Sneferu is known for constructing several pyramids throughout the region, leading scientists and historians to speculate that he was experimenting through trial and error to perfect pyramid construction. Sneferu's son and successor, Khufu, would later build the Great Pyramid of Giza. As for the young girl, her remains were discovered in a cemetery adjacent to the pyramid. Her bones were positioned in a way that suggested her body had been curled up at the time of burial. Within the cemetery, archaeologists also found a pair of decapitated cow heads and 3 ceramic vessels. However, they were unable to determine who the girl was or why she was buried so close to the pyramid. It is possible she had some connection to Pharaoh Sneferu, but the exact nature of this relationship remains unknown. In the Navarre region of Spain, the complete skeleton of a man was discovered at the end of a cave. The remains date back 1,700 years and could represent the most significant prehistoric find in the area. The skeleton, named Man of Loizu, is one of the oldest ever found in Spain. This discovery was made in 2017 by a group of cavers deep within the cave. Experts concluded that the man appears to have been intentionally placed in the cave. Using radiocarbon dating, scientists determined that the man was between 17 and 21 years old at the time of his death. The skeleton is intact and well preserved, but evidence of violence was also uncovered. Researchers identified a hole in the man's skull, suggesting he was killed by a projectile, such as an arrow or a spear. They also believe the body was wrapped in a shroud before being left in the cave. The significance of the discovery extends beyond the skeleton itself. The cave where it was found is also remarkable. Locals had known of the cave for centuries, but it had never been fully explored or studied until recently. It remains unclear why this man was placed in such an isolated and remote location. No other bodies were found in the cave, indicating that it was not a typical burial site. Despite being wrapped in a shroud and covered with ochre, evidence suggests the man was murdered, and his body was discarded afterward. The ancient Romans built the Colosseum as the largest amphitheater in the world and a central hub of the ancient city of Rome. Construction began in 70 AD under Emperor Vespasian and took 10 years to complete. Its grand opening ceremony in 80 AD was so spectacular that it lasted for 10 days. The Colosseum could accommodate between 50,000 to 80,000 spectators. Imagine that many people gathered in one place at that time. Even today, many modern stadiums hold between 70,000 and 100,000 people, so having such a capacity 2,000 years ago is truly remarkable. While the Colosseum is best known for its bloody gladiator battles, it was used for various other events. One of the most astonishing uses of the Colosseum was flooding the arena with water to host mock naval battles, known as naumachia. The Romans would capture prisoners of war or convicts and force them to fight like gladiators, but on small boats. These participants fought to the death until one side was entirely defeated. For these battles, they used small-scale replicas of ships and even created an island in the center of the arena, where combatants could disembark and continue fighting. The first recorded naumachia of this kind took place in 46 BC, when Julius Caesar constructed an artificial lake and staged a battle featuring an Egyptian fleet for spectators. However, replicating such events in the Colosseum posed challenges, including the large amount of water required to fill the arena. A complex hydraulic system helped supply the necessary water, although historians continue to debate the exact mechanisms and how often the Colosseum was used for naumachia. To date, no physical evidence of naval battles in the Colosseum has been definitively discovered. Still, these events are vividly described by ancient witnesses and writers, with their accounts being well documented. This incredible engineering feat was just one of the many extraordinary events held at the Colosseum to entertain the public. The Colosseum was in use for nearly 400 years, during which at least 4,000 people lost their lives in the amphitheater, alongside 1 million animals. But the wonders of history don't end here. If you're interested in the mysteries of history, subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for my upcoming videos. See simple, think deep.